Hello everyone, so in this video I will be testing Delta versus Caiman, and now first we are showing you about the statistics of Delta in the workshop. Now a rank 12, this is the rank 12 max Delta. It has 2095 HP, 42 armor type is medium, and its speed is 54. Okay, and 8 view, 140 cost, and 22 production time. Consumes 2 command points, damage against light armor 116, against armor 2 188, and against heavy or armor 3 149 damage. Now firing range 5.5, typical for most of the vehicles. Rate of fire is 70, and firing accuracy, if you see on the stationary position, 91.2, where on the move the accuracy reduces by like 5 to 6%. Explosive radius 0.75, so it's not that much great of explosive radius. Okay, now here is the Caiman. It has 1690 HP for rank 12, so it's like 400 HP less compared to a Delta, and 31 armor. If you compare in armor, it has 11 armor less compared to a Delta. It's type 2 armor, so in case of armor it has a heavy disadvantage. It's not a heavy boat anyway, it's a light boat. Now 85 speed, and its speed is immensely greater, allowing it to collect the navy resources faster. Now it has 9 view, 1 view extra compared to a Delta. Cost is 80, lot cheaper compared to a Delta. Of course Delta is a lot more powerful, and Delta can also apply on land, so you cannot complain about it. Now 19 production time, although we know that Deltas are a lot more powerful than Caiman, but Delta's production time is 22 seconds where Caiman can be produced in 19 seconds, so it's not like the Delta requires a lot more time to be produced. So this unit is definitely not a late gamer, but of course useful for scouting, early rush, and also for scouting in late game, of course. And now it has machine gun, damage against armor 166, against armor 253, against armor 339. Now firing range is 6, which is 0.5 cell greater than Delta. Rate of fire is 200, so it's the rate of fire is great, where the rate of fire of Delta was 70. So if you compare the damage capabilities, Caiman also have good damage capabilities. Firing accuracy 86 on the stationary position, and on the move reduces a lot to 69.7, and it does not have any explosive radius. So in mass number, Delta definitely will have advantage because of its explosion, where Caiman will not be able to deal any explosive damage. Now the Triton mine, now you see this is the mine, Triton mine for rank 12 max. Against armor 1, damage is 695, although we know there are no naval units of type 1 armor, so it's irrelevant. Now damage against armor 2 is 4950, so that's the massive damage capabilities against medium armor. Massive damage against armor 2, and against armor 3 you see 7000, so that's the greatest against heavy warships like destroyers and Poseidons. They deals 7000 damage each mine. Now cost is 20, setting time 3.8 second, explosive radius is 1.3, so it's also largely explosive and damage dealing mine. Of course it has to work and needed to be placed in a proper position to take its advantage. Alright, so here first we are showing you 1 versus 1, 1 Delta versus 1 Caiman. Okay, and this time both will be on stationary mode, so both of them will use the best of their accuracy. So 1 versus 1, 1 delta win having a very large amount of HP. Okay, now it's time for again 1 versus 1. This time Delta and Caiman will be on the move while facing each other. Now last time it was on a stationary mode, but this time on move, and the Caiman will stay in the firing range of the Delta. Okay, this way you think that on the move the Delta lost a bit more HP compared to the stationary mode. Okay, so this time 1 Delta versus 2 Caiman on the stationary mode, on which Delta performs better. Okay, so now we will see what happens when 1 versus 2 battle goes on with 1 Delta and 2 Caiman, and both side is on stationary mode. So 2 Caiman easily win, 1 got full HP. Okay, last time 1 Delta lost against 2 Caiman and 1 Caiman had full HP. This time again 1 Delta versus 2 Caiman, but this time both of them will be on the move, and my target will be this one, but I will be on the move because we know on the move Caiman loses a lot of its firing accuracy. Does this affect the game? Okay, so on the move, the Delta actually performed a lot better. This Caiman have little less HP. Previously, 1 Caiman had full HP. Okay, so we got 2 Delta here, and this 2 Delta is going to fight 3 Caiman. So we are now sending these 2 Deltas to fight against 3 Caiman, and both will be on stationary mode. And you see the Deltas have some explosive damage where the Caiman's attack does not do explosive damage. So 3 versus 2, Caiman is still winning this round and having good HP. No, not having good HP. One got good HP, another have less than half HP. So this is the HP this guy got. Alright, so this time again 2 Delta versus 3 Caiman, and this time both of these 2 party will be on the move, none of them will be on stationary mode. We won't target any specific one. Okay, so on the move the performance of the Delta are improving, while on the stationary mode Caiman is doing the better out of them. Okay, 1 versus 1 left. Delta is definitely going to win this one, no doubt about it, because Caiman loses a lot of accuracy on the move, while on the move Delta loses comparatively less amount of accuracy. It got less poor HP, but still managed to defeat 3 Caiman having 2 Deltas. Alright, so now we have 5 Deltas to face 7 Caiman. Okay, 5 Delta versus 7 Caiman. Now here the 5 Deltas are on the march against 7 Caiman. So we saw Deltas, we thought Deltas would be very superior, but not actually so. Caimans are also doing good, because if you calculate the amount of resources that is being spent, 7 Delta is cheaper than 7 Caiman is cheaper than 5 Deltas. Still they're doing quite good. This is the only surviving Delta, having almost like 30% HP. Okay, this time again 5 Delta versus 7 Caiman, and both of them will be on the move, none of them will be on stationary mode. And previously we saw that on the move 1 Delta was able to win, although we know that Caimans, there are reasons for Caimans to be weak. They are a lot cheaper, of course. So you see, if you stay on the stationary mode, you're allowing the Caiman to use their full firepower, but while on the move their accuracy are reduced to a great extent. And we have 3 Delta surviving while the Caimans were on the move, and only 1 Delta surviving, having an HP of like this when both of them were in stationary mode. Okay, now we're going into a bigger number. We have 15 Delta here. 15 Delta will be facing against 20 Cayman, if you'd like to count. So here you can see there are 20 Cayman. Okay, let's go into patrol mode. Now 15 Delta versus 20 Cayman. Although we have, and both will be on stationary mode. Okay, let's capture the whole battle by going into this position. Okay, even in stationary mode these Caimans weren't able to do much. 15 versus 20 is quite one-sided. Okay, next one is again 15 Delta versus 20 Caiman, but this time both Delta and Caiman will be on the move, which also increases the possibility of the Deltas, so Deltas are probably going to win with a bigger lead. Okay, now here the Delta army are rampaging. You see the pattern on the ocean. I really like that. Okay, they're both on the move. While Cayman has more speed, but they will lose more accuracy while they are on the move. So Deltas should be probably winning with a bigger lead. Okay, both sides are on the move, and you see 15 Delta versus 20 Cayman. We have 7 Delta surviving. Most of them got good HP. Okay, now 15 versus 20, 15 Delta versus 20 Cayman was totally one-sided. This time we're having these 15 Cayman, Delta, 15 Delta on this side. And on the left side we have 22 Caymans. Here is the whole line is stretching from here to this point. Okay, so first we'll be on stationary mode. Okay, so here the Deltas are marching and they're going to face the Cayman. Okay, now here they're facing, the position wasn't perfect anyway, but still we're going to see what is going to happen. Alright, so things are going good. You know that on stationary position Deltas are able to use their full damage, but the accuracy reduction for being on the move is more on the Cayman. So 22 Cayman can beat 15 Delta. 22 Cayman are winning against 15 Delta, and they're going to take a lead for what we're going to see. So I think the number of Caymans, the number of surviving Caymans will be 3, 1 barely living, 2 of them barely living, and 1 with full HP. Okay, so this is our line for 22 Cayman, and here is our line for 15 Delta. Now we're going to move when the Cayman will start moving. Okay, so here are the okay, so now we are moving. Both sides will be on the move, remember this time. 15 Delta versus 22 Cayman. Both are moving, however their movements are being obstructed because one one side is obstructing the movements of another side, but the pattern of the ocean on the ocean for their movement is looks quite good. Okay, on the move 22 Cayman are winning against 15 Delta. Okay, we are going to see how many surviving. Okay, these are the surviving Cayman, 7 Cayman. You see their HP. Okay, I just wanted you people to see the pattern of the ocean while so many caimans are walking. It's are plying on the ocean. That's a beautiful sight. All right, this time will be a big number. 40 Delta versus 60 Cayman. So we have 20 Cayman extra, and this is the whole line of Cayman, and this is our Delta. Okay, first I'm going to use my Delta to patrol this large area, then going to call back those two cyclones, and now I'm just waiting to see the big battle. Okay, here the fight goes on. We need to show you the whole screen like this so that the battle can be witnessed. Now this time is on stationary mode. Because of being in large number, the Cayman was able to encircle those deltas, and the number of Caymans are really quite high. So 40 deltas cannot beat 60 Cayman. But the deltas are definitely stronger, much stronger than a Cayman if the Cayman were in short, a bit larger number, but the Caymans are a lot cheaper, so it's not too bad. You see large number of Caymans surviving. Okay, look, these are the surviving Caymans. Look at their number. Okay, here you see the Caymans are going to take the position again, and I'm just showing you this for showing you the pattern of the ocean again. Okay, we can zoom in. Okay, here is the line of 60 Cayman, and here are my 40 deltas. And now my deltas are going to move, and the Caymans are going to move as well. Both sides will move, both the Cayman and the deltas. This will be a big battle, so I cannot just shorten the screen size all the time. Okay, this time we're moving in a way that, well, it's so many units, it's difficult to even perceive. Now you see these, one side is blocking the other, and the number of Cayman are 20 more compared to deltas. Deltas are having no chance, they're completely surrounded. Okay, deltas are losing their numbers very rapidly. Now almost nothing left. Okay. Okay, now you see on the move the number of surviving Caymans. It's almost like 20. Almost like 20 Caymans surviving, although a lot of them were damaged. Okay, this time 50 Cayman versus 40 Delta. Now we will have only 10 extra Cayman this time, not 60. This time 50 Cayman versus 40 Delta. Last time was 40 Delta versus 60 Cayman, where the Caymans won. Now we will see, can Caymans win if they have only 10% extra number. So in the bottom, Caimans are winning, while on the top, Deltas are winning. And because the speed also making matter, you see. When they're coming from very distant areas, Caimans are coming very quickly, participating in battle, and the Delta seems like some confused guys, being too slow, and some were rarely firing, staying behind. Anyway, when the number of the Caimans are only 10 extra, 50 Caiman versus 40 Delta, Deltas are winning, and the number of surviving Deltas are going to be 6. And you see, these are their HP. Alright, this will be the last one. This time, 50 Caiman will be on the move. On the opposite side, 40 Deltas will be on the move. Both sides will be on the move. Okay, time to go on. Okay, now we are going to move back those two cyclones, and here 40 Deltas are moving. I will be circle around starting from the top, and he will circle around starting from the bottom. Okay. Okay, now here he's going to make his move. He didn't start moving early. Anyway, this is not going to hamper the test anyway. Okay, this time the Cayman isn't so large in number like previous time. So this time the Deltas are able to perform quite better. We already know that on the move Deltas perform better because Cayman loses more accuracy. And when the Cayman are just a little bit larger in number compared to the Delta, they die easily. While if they are much more greater in number, then they can beat the Deltas. Caymans are weak, a lot weaker compared to Deltas, but yes, quite cheap, so I think it's justifiable. 24 Deltas surviving. Okay, so that's where the test ends.